Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna speak about a very highly requested topic. Welcome to the equipment guide. I'm gonna answer all the questions about my equipment, and we're also gonna speak about my recommendations. I also noticed that a lot of you were watching my videos but didn't subscribe. I'm trying to give you best free content, so I would really be grateful if you could subscribe to my channel so I can continue creating this valuable content for you. As you guys maybe already noticed, I'm a DHS sponsored player, so my equipment is fully DHS, and let's see what I'm using. Since more than 5 years, I'm using the DHS Hurricane 3 Neo National Blue Sponge with 41 degrees hardness on my forehand. I've tried a lot of different DHS backhand rubbers, and right now, for the past 3 years, I'm using the DHS Hurricane 3 Neo National Red Rubber with 38 degrees hardness, a lot softer than my forehand rubber because it's just better to have a softer rubber on the backhand in my opinion. For the wood, I'm using the DHS W968 Malong 5. I'm using this blade since more than 5 years. In my opinion, it's the best blade available on the market. I also recommend the Malong 5. It doesn't need to be the W968 version. The Malong 5 is still a very great option too. So table tennis is a detail sport. Every millimeter and every millisecond can lead to a point or a loss. Our material is one of our most important things ever. So now I'm gonna explain to you why I chose this certain material, and I'm gonna help you find the right setup so you can elevate your game. As I already mentioned, I'm using the DHS Neo 41 National Blue Sponge rubber on my forehand, and I use 41 degrees, which is pretty hard. Don't get confused. European hardness degrees are different than the DHS hardness degrees. I remember when I started to use sticky Chinese rubbers, I started out with 39 degrees. This was perfect choice for the beginning because when you're not used to Chinese rubbers, I think you should start a little bit softer because it's quite a difference. You need to adjust your technique. There are some points that will require technical changes. Maybe you need more power. To get used to this sticky type of rubbers, I would recommend choosing 39. You can start out with provincial version, commercial version, it's all okay, but the better your level, the more I would recommend the national version. If you get used to this rubber, after maybe a few months, you think that 39 degrees is a little too soft or you already feel very comfortable, you can maybe switch up to 40 degrees. Eventually, if you become better and better, you can switch up to 41. But remember, the more harder the rubber, the more advanced your technique must be. For the backhand rubber, a lot of Chinese players tend to play Tenergy or Dignic 09C on their backhand, but there are also a lot of national team members that use the DHS Neo for the backhand. I'm using the national version as well, since you know I'm a DHS sponsored player, but I would definitely recommend to use a softer version. I really spent a lot of time choosing my rubbers, and the best degree for backhand in my opinion is 38 degrees. But same as for the forehand rubber, I would recommend maybe starting out with 37 degrees. Then see if this rubber suits you or not, because there are a lot of differences to butterfly or ESN rubbers. For the blade, I think everybody knows the W968 from DHS. It's definitely the best blade in my opinion. Carbon fibers are more in the middle, so you kind of need to hit a little harder to activate this carbon feeling. There's also the Viscaria blade from Butterfly, which a lot of Chinese players are using, and the carbon arolate fiber is a little bit on the outer side. So you will feel it's gonna be a little bit faster, but you're also gonna activate the carbon fiber easier. I think it's a matter of preference. It depends what you prefer. A general rule for material is every player and every playing style is different. So you must try. I know it sounds a little bit complicated because you maybe spend $200, euros on a new blade, and then you might not like it. This is definitely possible. So it's always clever to find some woods blades, maybe borrow some from your friends, try it out, and if you like it, you can buy it. What is the difference between European and Chinese rubbers? So European rubbers, let's say Tenergy, Dignics, all butterfly rubbers. So the industry standard on a professional level is Dignic 09C, Tenergy. Some players even use Tenergy 05 until today, which is an old rubber, but everyone seems to be satisfied with it. Also, they're very good ESN rubbers, which are cheaper, and as I heard, the quality is pretty good. So Darko Jorgic, the LeBron brothers, a couple of top players are using the TPA rubbers, and it's definitely a good choice too. But for me, the Chinese rubbers are definitely the best choice. But why? In my opinion, there is a limit of force with Chinese or European rubbers. You maybe need a little bit more force to generate a high arc with the Chinese rubbers, but there is no limit in strength. So the better you get, the more harder, stronger you can play. The European rubbers, however, will help you with technical mistakes. If your technique is not the best and maybe not that advanced, the rubber is pretty fast and will help you a lot. Also, the European rubbers are very good for blocking near the table, maybe having some safe shots on the table. The Chinese rubbers are much better for counter looping. For example, you push long to your opponent, let him start with a heavy spinny topspin, the Chinese rubber will help you to go through. The arc is definitely higher if you manage to adjust and build the right technique. For the blades, the W968 and the Malong 5 are very good blades. A lot of studies have been made to build this certain racket. So how do I choose the best setup for my game? Well, it depends on your level of play. Let's say you're a beginner and you're just starting out to play table tennis. You see all the pros playing with offensive plus offensive rackets, which are very fast. When you're just beginning, you don't need fast rubbers, fast rackets. The first thing you should learn as a beginner is the right technique and to play as many balls on the table without mistakes as possible. A fast racket will not help you. This will result in a lot of errors. You can start out with an all-round plus racket. That would be my recommendations for beginners. Just take a catalog, watch some blades that you might like, and just take it. Maybe you can even watch the design and just take a racket that you like. Let's say you're an intermediate player. So I think the better you get, the faster your blade can be. You can choose to off-minus or an offensive racket, which is totally fine, but be honest with yourself. Do it when you're ready for it. Big disclaimer, boosting is illegal, but you can still do it. Nobody will arrest you. The better you get, you can also boost your rubbers. But that's a topic for another video. So let's say you are an advanced player and you want to elevate your game, or you feel that it's time to elevate your game. You feel safe, you feel that your technique is pretty good, so now it's time to choose the right racket. You can choose a fast racket because you're ready for it. And as I said, I recommend the DHS W968. This is a racket that can do anything. It's not a coincidence all the best pros in the world use this certain racket. Even though there's nothing wrong with choosing a slower racket. You must analyze your game. Are you a quick attacker? Do you win points or do you make your opponents lose points? Do you feel like you're playing a lot of rallies, placing the ball very good, making difficulties to your opponents by placement, not by power? Then maybe you should keep your racket and have a little bit slower one. If you feel like you're really an aggressive attacking player, you really make those points, so then a fast racket will definitely suit you. Most important, you have to try it out. You saw my racket, I'm using the FL handle. You can also use straight ST handle or even AN handle. There's really nothing wrong with using an AN or an ST handle because it's important that it suits your hand. You know, every hand is unique, every hand is different, every feeling is different. So just use what is best for you. I'm using the FL handle because it suits my hand a lot. But I also tried some ST handles from my friends, which are very good too. So there's nothing wrong. Just try it out and you will see. Another very important thing is people stress out over the equipment a lot. Equipment is very important, especially the better you get, the more better your equipment needs to be. But your equipment at the same time is not everything. You need to build confidence in your equipment and stick with it. It will take some time because a Chinese rubber may suit your teammate but not yourself. So just that if you see some of the best players use this rubber, it doesn't mean it needs to suit you. So always feel. Don't think too much, but rather feel, because table tennis is a feeling sport. The best glue for sticking your rubbers, I would recommend the DHS glue. I use it, all the pros use it, it's not a coincidence. What about the millimeters and the thickness of the rubber? So I know there are 1.9 millimeter rubbers, there are even 1.5 millimeter rubbers. I would always recommend using max because I never tried a 1.9 or 1.5 rubber, and I don't know anybody that does it as well. Just use max and simplify the thickness of the rubbers. Your racket is like an instrument. Respect it and treat it well. The violinist in the orchestra is nothing without his violin. So treat your blade, your racket, with respect, because this is your instrument. One of the mistakes that I did when I was younger, I always wanted to play the same equipment as the pros. Unfortunately, not every setup of my role model players suited me as well. So I spent a lot of time playing with the wrong material. At the end, I threw away my ego or whatsoever and found the blade and rubbers that suited me well. Every player is unique, so can be your material. A very wrong myth that is going on in table tennis right now is Technics 09C or the new hybrid T-Par ESN rubbers are sticky rubbers like Hurricane. No, it's absolutely different. You know, maybe they are sticky, but the stickiness of those rubbers compared to the Hurricane stickiness is like night and day. There is a big difference. So this is a wrong myth. At the end of the day, have fun playing. To help you out even more, I will answer every single comment about equipment for this video. I really want to help you guys. I really want to provide value for you so you can get better. Leave your questions below. Give me a little time. I promise you guys, I will answer every single comment, so you will not waste time and money on your equipment. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm so happy about your feedback to my videos. Make sure to like, subscribe, and also check out my other videos. I'm sure there's a lot to help you.